Welcome and hello everyone. I'm so glad you're here today. Now today we're going to be working with this 3D square craft box craft die set and this happy birthday shadow craft die, and we're going to use the Better Together paper, and I'm going to bring in a piece of blue cardstock that I had in my stash, and we are going to make us a 3D box card. Now I've just got to bring in my card base. I actually need to make one. I didn't have one prepared, and I'm going to use a top folding. So I've got a panel that's 4¼ by 11, and I'm going to score at the 5½ inch mark, and we're just going to make this a top folding card. So I'll just score there on the 5½ line, and then I'll just fold my card base in. Now I've noticed there's a spot on there. Normally I flip it over and fold it in that way, but I'm going to actually put that on the outside so that I can cover it with some patterned paper, because there was some kind of a spot there on my card base, and I'm just going to cover it up. So I'll get my score buddy out of the way. I grabbed my eraser just to see if it would erase off, and it did not, but it won't matter because I'm going to use a full panel on my card base, and it will just completely cover that up. So I'm just going to bring in that kind of aqua blue colored paper that I have there. This is Recollections from Michael's, and it was just in a pack of paper, and I just cut it down to 4¼ by 5½, and I'm getting my glue press. I had my little tip on there because it was not in use, trying to remember to put that on when I'm not using it so that it doesn't get clogged up. And I'm just going to get some glue on here and get this aqua panel laid down on my card base. And I'm trying to get the glue to come out, and it's not wanting to come out. And I think, okay, I'm just going to go with what I've got, and we'll just get this laid down on there. This is part of the new release from Cat Scrappiness, this die set here, this 3D craft. It's called 3D Square Box Craft Die. And this is the Better Together paper, and I love it. I mean, you saw that little pink pattern that I'm going to put face up, but this plaid pattern is gorgeous. I love all the colors in this, and I'm not getting any glue out of that press, so I'm just going to bring in my little bottle and squeeze some glue out there. And it's not very full either, so I need to get my glues filled back up so that I can better use them. And I think I'm just fumbling with it right now, trying to get the glue to come out so that I can lay some more down. There we go. And I think we've got enough on there. We can get it laid down now. Or maybe not. Yeah, we do. Okay, so I'm just going to get it laid down. I think I just took that bottle and I propped it up to where it was upside down so that the glue would run to the front of it, because there's not a lot left in the bottom. And then I think after this video I actually fill it back up so that I have it. So here's my little base piece of my little 3D box, and it's so cute. I've got that gingham pattern on the back, and then I've got this heart pattern on the front, and I'm going to make the gingham be the outside of the box and the heart pattern be the inside of the box. And I'm just going to lay this down on the bottom, very bottom of my card base, because that happy birthday sentiment that shadow sentiment that I'm going to use is a pretty good size. So these elements here are really going to fill up this card base, so I need to maximize the space. I probably could have made a 5×7 card and had a little more space, but A2 is kind of my go-to, so I just went ahead and stuck with it, and I can make it all fit. Now I'm looking at these flaps, and they were kind of sticking up a little bit, and then I pushed them down, and I thought, I think I want them to stick up a little bit and have a little bit of dimension. So I'm bending them up, and then I thought, I'm going to get a little bit of foam tape and stick it behind there just so they'll stick up just a little bit so that we'll have some dimension. So I'm going to do that on my back box flaps, and then I'll push them down to where they're just ever so slightly sticking up there, and that'll give me that 3D dimension on those as well. Just tearing off that backer and getting that laid down where I want it, trying not to get it to stick to my fingers because I've got glue back there already. It would have been smart to have put them on there before I'd laid that down, but I didn't realize that I wanted to do that. So I've just got them kind of popped up a little bit just to add a little bit of dimension to that. And then I'm going to lay the outside layers on there and see how those look. And of course those are going to be bent back, and I will put some foam tape on there just to kind of secure them, but this is going to give us the 3D look of our box. And so I learned my lesson in the first one, and I'm going to put it down before I do any gluing. And I'm just going to tuck it up in there just a little bit and then press down so that my outside flaps have that dimension as well. And I'm struggling with getting that little release paper off of there, so that's why I had brought my tweezers in, because I couldn't seem to grab it. And then I'll do the other piece just like I did this one. So today we had sunshine, and I don't know, it must have been close to 60. Just beautiful for February. I just can't believe it. But I'm holding my breath because I know it's not going to be around for long. We're going to drop, I think we'll have a few more days of 50, and then we're going to drop down into the 30s again, which is much more realistic for this time period. Okay, so I'm just laying those panels down there, and I'm going to bring in a Quokka. This is from my Quokka Stamp and Die, Quokka Love Stamp and Die set, and I thought it would be cute just to have him poking out of that box. And I'm going to bring in that Happy Birthday shadow and die set and get it ready so that I can kind of lay out how my elements are going to be on my card so that I can space it and get everything in the right place. And I'm just bringing in that little glue bottle again with that fine tip, and I'm going to just carefully lay my glue down on here so that I don't get it all over the place. Okay, and I'm getting my glue on there. And this die set is really, I mean, the sentiment set, it's pretty good size. I mean, that, you could probably have that just on a couple layers of pattern paper and have a nice little birthday card with it. And it lays down nicely. I got that H down, and then I just let everything kind of fall into place. Just moved it ever so slightly to get it where I wanted, and it laid down really nice. It also die cut out beautifully with just one pass. So it looks like I'm going to add my tittle. I was careful not to lose it when I laid my pieces down there, because you can lose those things pretty easily because they're pretty small. And I'm just getting it turned around in the right direction. I'm going to lay it down on my sentiment and then use the pick end of my tool to get it straightened up, and then straighten my Y up a little bit. Get everything where I want it. There we go. I decided rather than color my Quokka, which I normally do, I would just stamp it on some of that aqua paper and die cut it out. And then I did take a marker that was slightly darker than the blue paper and did a little bit of shading, just very minimal shading on there. I really didn't feel like I wanted to do a lot of coloring with this, and so I just stamped it on the blue paper, and it looks super cute. I'm just trying to decide how I want to position him in there so that I have enough room. And you can see I just cut him in half. I didn't have a lot of room for his legs and stuff down there, so I just trimmed him up so that I could stick him in there and just having kind of popping out of my box. It's almost like a little box with a little stuffed animal in it or something. I just think it's super cute. I'm going to pull him up just a little bit, just kind of seeing in regard to the sentiment how much room I have. I'm going to add a little bit more glue on him, get him stable on there. And then I'll move that sentiment, get it back where I want it, make sure everything's in the right place. I just love these soft colors. I tend to lean toward softer colors. Recently I've been making some bolder cards on some of my videos, and which is not necessarily my style. I was just watching tonight. It's Friday night, and I'm doing this voiceover after I've watched Craft Roulette. My sister and I went out to dinner to a little uh, small pizza shop in town, and we had some pizza, and then we went back to her house and we watched Craft Roulette on the big screen, and that's fun. I usually don't watch it on the big screen at my house for some reason. I don't know why. But we watched it on her big screen, and it was fun to watch. And then she wanted to watch some of my videos, and so she was running some of those, and some of those were those bright, bold colors. And I had told her that, those really aren't my style, and she said that she really, really liked them. And I was surprised that I thought they looked better than what I had originally thought. So that made me happy because I kind of sometimes get discouraged with myself if it doesn't turn out exactly like I think, or it's not exactly my style. So I'm trying to be a little bit more versatile and step outside my comfort zone. So I think this one is super cute. And I knew I had a piece of scrap paper left over from the cover panel there. And so I just went looking for it, found it, and I'm going to add it to the inside of my card and just have some visual interest on the inside of my card as well. So I'm just going to glue it down, and I think I just lay it there at the bottom of the card. Just get it lined up, and then we'll snip it off, and we'll have some of that pattern paper that we've got on the outside on the inside of this card. And I'm going to bring in my personalized stamp, and my sister will be happy that I'm getting it stamped on there. I think I told you one night she came and went through all of my cards and stamped my personalized stamp on all of them. I was working on a project, and she sat out in my dining room and just stamped them, and she had them all. I don't know how many she did. I think it was probably close to 100. Anyway, so I got that stamped on there, and I'm just showing you. I think it's really cute. And then I decide that I'm going to add some glossy accents to the eyes. And so I just take that and I add that. And once it dries up, it just looks fabulous. And I'm glad that I decided to do that. So I hope you like my card. It was a lot of fun to make. Thanks, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.